Okay, everybody, back for another episode of Coloring Rocky in under 3 minutes. So let's see what we'll color today. That's right, we're going to color Rocky versus Apollo from the 1976 movie, and let's go. So you'll see now that I'm using my Prismacolor pencils, using an overall darker color on Apollo Creed, starting out fairly light, then I'm just kind of layering and layering over my darks, just to try and get some definition in there. It takes a while to just kind of build up these colors, but you know, that's just how you do it instead of doing one blanket of color. So I'm going darker by darker by darker, but here I'm adding a little bit of yellows and highlights to kind of bring out some of the higher parts of his muscles, moving on to the red in the pants. Again, the layering of light to dark to dark to dark, even a little bit of purple to kind of pull out those wrinkles. We're going to run through all that blue. Again, I'll do a wash of blue, add in a little bit of, I think that's aquamarine that I'm using, then some dark to try and just get the folds to pop out a little bit. I'm going to move on to the gray, I think, and just do some of the highlights on the white parts, because you can't leave that white. Got to throw some gray in there to give it that dimension. So the gloves are next. I'm doing a full color again of red on this, on all the gloves at the same time, just to keep things going. And then I'll just build up the darker and the darker and the darker. And then I'll hit this with some of my white marker pen that I really like so much, but we're not there quite yet. So I'm going over to Rocky now, just doing a full flush of flesh color, I guess a full flood. And again, I'm going to kind of go into the details with some light browns and a little bit of darker browns to kind of call some of those out, just to give, again, the dimensionality of it. You can't just do one color. And this is, you don't have to be an expert doing this. It's just layering on lighter than dark than dark. So here we are, the pants. Rocky has the white pants, but they're not pure white. So I'm going back to my grays when I get there, and I'll fill in some of those gray areas. Now the ropes are kind of dull and boring, but again, it's just going back and forth, putting that texture on the ropes with the darker red and kind of just running in some, just to get a little bit more richness to them so they're not just flat. Then up top is that red, white, and blue bunting. That's all up there because we know this took place on January 1st, 1976, the 50th anniversary coming up next year. It's going to be pretty exciting, all sorts of stuff happening. But again, I'm just laying on the reds. I'm going to go back inside, finish it up. Now I'm adding the damage to Rocky's face. We got to put in that, you know, all that red, that damage here. Apollo has some too. And we've seen the movie enough times, we kind of know where to go. Blood on Rocky's pants to finish it out. So I have that blender that I like to use here and there, and I'm going to try and run that up top on the bunting and on some other places. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, I think, but when you see it in real life, it really does smooth things out. And it did a lot of work on the pants. It worked pretty well. I really liked it. So here I am with my acrylic paint pen, which I just love to use. I love using it. It just makes like this pop. So I put like the highlights on these guys, their sweats, some highlights on the gloves, highlights everywhere of just to kind of bring out that other dimension. Sometimes I'm afraid I go too far with it, so I think on this one I was kind of backing off a little bit, not going too far. Then I grab a Sharpie pen and I kind of just go over some of the more, deeper parts, and there we are. So like I say all the time, you did it, so you sign it. Sign your name, and there you go. And hey friends, thank you very much for watching. And I'm going to leave links below to all the items that I used, including the Berol Prismacolors, the white marker, that blender, and also where you can get this Rocky coloring book. So thanks again for watching, and yo, keep coloring.